My name is Max. And a year ago, my family called me the human sloth. They said I'd never get a job. Never move out. Never be worth anything. They were right, until the night I became internet famous for doing absolutely nothing. One stupid moment changed everything. No plan. No effort. Just me. A broken chair. And the loudest scream of my life. I didn't know that sound would turn into 500,000 followers overnight. I didn't know my mom would start bragging about me to her friends. And I definitely didn't know Netflix would call. You think I'm lying? Wait till you hear how I turned my family's biggest insult into my paycheck. Because trust me, this story gets way dumber. And way better. If you love chaos, karma, and people who somehow win by being lazy, hit that subscribe button now. It's free, and it fuels my legend. I grew up in a house where success was mandatory. Like, if you didn't wake up before sunrise, my mom acted like you'd murdered someone. My brother graduated top of his class. My sister got into med school. And me? I was the family Wi-Fi parasite. The kid who rested for 3 years straight. Do you know what it feels like when every dinner turns into a job interview? When everyone talks about promotions, and you're just thinking about snacks. My dad would stare at me and say, "Max, what do you even do all day?" I told him, "I'm manifesting success." He told me, "You're manifesting disappointment." Harsh? Maybe. But he wasn't wrong. I'd sleep at 5 a.m., wake at 3 p.m., scroll till my thumb cramped. Every day was the same movie, boring, slow, and starring me as the villain. They said I had no ambition. But I had plans, stupid ones. Like inventing a pillow that hugs back. Or making a YouTube channel called The Science of Doing Nothing. Would you have subscribed to that? Because I swear, I thought it would blow up. It didn't. It got 12 views, and 8 of those were from me refreshing. My mom said, maybe if laziness was an Olympic sport, you'd finally win something. That night, I lay on my bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking, what if she's right? What if being lazy is my thing? What if I just haven't figured out how to sell it yet? You ever had that moment, when people insult you so much that it starts sounding like a business idea? That was me. I wasn't depressed. I was buffering. Waiting for the universe to load my purpose. I didn't know it yet, but my lazy phase was about to turn into the most chaotic, money-making mistake of my life. And if you think this sounds crazy now, wait till you see what happens when my mom accidentally makes me go viral. It started with a fight. Not a normal one. The kind that makes you question your bloodline. My mom burst into my room screaming, "Max, the trash outside has achieved more movement than you." I said, "Mom, the trash gets collected." "I don't." Wrong answer. She threw a slipper at me so fast, NASA could have tracked it. You ever had a slipper fly at you like it's guided by Wi-Fi? That was my first viral moment, but no one filmed it. That night, I stared at the wall, replaying that slipper in slow motion. And then it hit me. Not the slipper, the idea. People love to laugh at pain, as long as it's not theirs. So why not turn my humiliation into content? I grabbed my phone, set it up on a water bottle, and hit record. No script. No lighting. Just me yelling, POV, your mom calls you lazy, but you're in energy-saving mode. I posted it, laughed, and went back to watching cat videos. Next morning, my phone was vibrating like it owed someone money. Notifications. Comments. Followers. 500,000 views overnight. I thought my phone was hacked. My brain couldn't process it. People were tagging their friends, saying, "Bro, this is literally me." Wait, what? You all get slipper attacks too? The comments section was chaos, people sharing stories, moms replying, "I've done this," and one guy asking, "Can your mom adopt me?" That's when it clicked. I wasn't just lazy anymore. I was relatable. I wasn't useless, I was marketable. And for the first time, I realized being a mess could be a business model. But deep down, a question burned. How far could I push this joke before my family disowns me, or worse, joins me? You ever gone viral for something embarrassing? Because trust me, fame hits different when your mom's the main character. The views exploded. Every time I refreshed, the number went up like my mom's blood pressure. I had officially become that lazy guy from TikTok. The irony? I was suddenly working harder than ever. Editing, posting, replying to comments, all while pretending I was still unemployed. I filmed everything, me dodging slippers, fake job interviews, even tutorials on how to nap professionally. People ate it up. One clip hit 2 million views in 3 hours. I didn't even hit 2 million steps in my life. Brands started emailing me. "Hey Max, want to collaborate?" With what? Slippers? Laundry detergent? I said yes anyway. The first paycheck came in, and it was more than my dad's monthly salary. He didn't speak to me for 2 days. I think he was processing. Then, the moment that broke the internet, my mom walked into one of my videos. Unplanned. Unfiltered. Unapologetic. She shouted, "If you're gonna record, at least clean your room first." The internet fell in love. Everyone called her Slipper Queen. Someone made fan art. Another person tattooed her slipper on their arm. What is wrong with the internet? But the more ridiculous it got, the faster we grew. Within a month, we hit 1 million followers. I went from family embarrassment to national entertainment. My relatives who used to call me lazy now texted, "Hey, can you feature my cat next?" Hypocrisy never looked this good. I started getting recognized in public. One kid pointed at me and yelled, "It's the slipper guy." I waved, pretending not to die inside. But you know what? It felt good. Because maybe, for once, being a walking punchline was my purpose. You ever realized your worst trait might just be your biggest brand? Crazy world, huh? Anyway, if you're still watching this, hit that subscribe button. Because if my mom can go viral by screaming at me, imagine what happens next time she throws something else. Then it happened. The silence before the storm. One morning, I woke up to 47 missed calls. All from my mom. I thought she found another slipper sponsorship deal. No. She found a hate post. Someone uploaded a "slipper guy exposed" video. They said my whole life was fake. That I rented my house. That my mom was an actress. That I stole jokes from Reddit. The comments were brutal. Overrated. Cringe. Another lazy influencer pretending to be relatable. I laughed at first. Then I scrolled down. My best friend had liked one of those comments. That one hit different. The internet that made me famous had turned against me overnight. Sponsors ghosted. Views dropped like my motivation in high school. People who once cheered now booed. Even my dad said, "Maybe it's time you get a real job." Ouch. Imagine being roasted by the man who once forgot your birthday, twice. My mom tried to help. She said, "Just make another funny video." But funny didn't feel funny anymore. The house felt quiet. Too quiet. You ever felt that strange silence after your world collapses, like even your phone's embarrassed for you? That was me. I sat there, staring at my reflection on the dark phone screen, wondering if the whole thing had been a joke all along. Maybe they were right. Maybe I really was just lazy. Maybe the slipper guy wasn't a star, just a meme with an expiration date. But then something weird happened. A message popped up. From someone I never expected. A name that made my jaw drop. It said, "Hey Max. We need to talk. I have an idea that might just save you." And just like that, the storm started to shift. You ever been one text away from changing your entire life? Yeah. That was me. The message was from my ex-manager. Yeah, the same guy who once told me I'd never make it unless I learned to stand up straight. He said, "Max, I just got off a call with Netflix. They're looking for something raw, stupid, and viral. Basically, you." I thought it was a scam. But then he sent a contract. And a number with more zeros than I'd ever seen, unless I was looking at my sleep hours. I was back. Kind of. Except there was one catch. They didn't want "slipper guy." They wanted a mockumentary, a fake documentary about how I ruined my own fame. In short, they wanted me to play myself, failing. The irony was delicious. So I said yes. We started shooting right in my messy room. No lights. No script. Just pure chaos. My mom barged in mid-take and screamed, "You're filming again? At least fold your blanket this time." The crew died laughing. She was comedy gold without even trying. The director whispered, "She's the star." And that's when I realized, she always had been. I built an entire persona around being lazy. But the real star of the story was the woman who threw the slipper. The day the trailer dropped, the internet exploded again. #SlipperGuy returns trended worldwide. People apologized. Some said, "We missed you." Others said, "You never left." Even my old haters commented, "Okay, that was kinda genius." My dad watched the documentary and said, "Still lazy, but now rich." I can respect that. The show became a hit. And for the first time, the laughter didn't feel forced. It felt earned. You know that feeling when life humbles you, but you clap back with style? That was me. The meme became the movement. The joke became the job. And the guy everyone laughed at became the reason they laughed again. Funny, right? One broken chair. One scream. One slipper. That's all it took to build an empire. Sometimes I scroll through my old videos. The shaky camera. The background noise. The chaos. And I just laugh. Not because they were funny, but because they were real. That's what people never understood. I wasn't trying to be perfect. I was just trying to exist in a world that only claps for perfection. And somehow, being imperfect made me win. Crazy, right? You know, my mom still yells at me for filming too much. But now she does it wearing merch with her face on it. Yeah. She has fans now. People send her slippers in the mail. We keep them all in a drawer labeled trophies. My dad? He finally followed me on TikTok. Didn't like anything. Didn't comment. But he's watching. And honestly, that's enough. Because here's what I learned, you don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need one loud enough voice, even if it's your mom screaming about laundry. Life's funny like that. Sometimes, the very thing that embarrasses you ends up becoming your superpower. The thing that makes you weird makes you unforgettable. And the thing that breaks you becomes your story. So yeah. I'm still lazy. Still messy. Still me. But now I'm proud of it. Because somewhere between the laughs, the slippers, and the chaos, I found something real. Not fame. Not money. Just purpose. And if a broken chair and a loud mom can do that, what's stopping you? Because maybe your flaw is just waiting to go viral. And if you're still here, you're part of this chaos too. So hit that subscribe button. Join the madness. Because trust me, the next story's even dumber. And maybe, even better.